Alright, hello YouTube. So I just got back from the 2015 US Go Congress and had a lot of fun, but I am a little bit wiped. It turns out, I was traveling a couple weeks before the Go Congress and then went there. Didn't get a whole lot of sleep and, just had a lot of fun. So I'm a little bit drained, but I'm happy to report back that it was awesome and all is well, and minus a few hiccups. I think the whole thing ran really smoothly. I am really sad to say my last couple diary entries actually didn't make it onto YouTube. I thought they did, but they didn't. So if you've been following along, those seem to have been lost into the ether forever, which is really too bad because one of the days I go into the Strong Players room and actually look at some Strong Players games, and also go look at Andrew Jackson and Haley, or Lee Hodgin, doing live commentary. So I'm sorry, I messed up, and I deleted things I shouldn't have that I thought I could delete, is basically how that worked out. So anyway, here we are. I want to do a little quick recap of just the Congress in general, and, let you guys sort of know what you missed out on if you weren't there. As I've said before, the Congress was on a really beautiful campus at St. Thomas. This was in St. Paul, Minnesota. And most of the events were in the building that you can kind of see on the right, this very far end. This is the Student Center and extends actually quite a bit past the shot here, but actually I assume this shot was actually taken from the Anderson Student Center because the building kind of wraps around this part of the courtyard. But such a beautiful campus. I don't think the Go Congress has ever been in such a nice, sort of new, well-kept campus. So it's just very aesthetically pleasing. There are also a lot of sports facilities and students around who were just very helpful to help us running the whole thing. So anyway, kudos to the university. It was a great choice for an event this year, and I think it raises the bar quite a bit. All right, but I know that some of you have been following the official AGA YouTube channel, which is now very much populated by a lot of Go content. Before the Go Congress this year, there really wasn't that much on it, but we have a whole lot of, I'm just realizing that I'm not sure if my audio is recording. Oh dear. We can hope, right? Hopefully this is recording. Sorry. A whole lot of content that mainly Andrew Jackson is responsible for. I know he had a team of people helping him, but it really was his responsibility. A lot of these videos have commentary. And so, for instance, if we click on one, we can watch a little bit here. This is actually commentary by Lee Ha-jin, otherwise known as Haley. But for most of the commentary videos on these live games, the commentary doesn't start till part of the way through. So I think some people were clicking on the video, watching it, and being like, "Where's the commentary?" But often, what just needs to happen is the players, see if we can fast forward. And again, these things are not really cut, so the video stream started before the players were even ready necessarily to play, just to make sure everything's working. So you do have to fast forward through these to find the good stuff. So here's the game, and you can see the two players here and the live board that they're playing on. And if you were just opening this up, you'd be like, "Where's the commentary?" Well, in a lot of Go broadcasts, it's actually traditional to let the players play for a little while before you have something to really comment on. The time settings here are 3 hours of main playing time total between the two players plus Byoyomi. Here if we can see some smiling faces.
Is it working? Yes, this one is working.
And so here they are introducing it.
Again.
And if we go a little bit further,
versus Mark Lee.
And we'll actually have the live commentary along with showing you the live board simultaneously. So the video production here is a pretty huge step up for I think American Go content. We're not very used to. I should pause this so it doesn't. So Haley doesn't talk over me here. But this is a really big step up in terms of I think Go content. Having actual professionals comment on really top level games in the United States. If you guys missed out on watching this live, all of these things were archived on the US Go Web YouTube channel. That's how you spell it, right there. There's actually quite a large number of games now available. So do go get on this channel. I highly recommend it. I know for some of you, who are just starting out Go, this might not seem very exciting because, you're just mainly focusing on learning the basics and just learning, lessons from my lectures and my channel. But when you do get to that higher level, like this is a really great way to study Go, and just it's a lot of fun to watch. So again, I applaud Andrew Jackson. Here's me applauding all the great work that he did in helping put this all together. Andrew, I don't think he played a single game of Go during the entire Congress because he was so, just preoccupied with running this tech stuff. There's also a little bit of a bug going around Congress, and so he got sick halfway through. So I know he was just a dead zombie by the end. But man, thank you very much for doing this, and we really appreciate it. If you don't know already, of course, the AGA, the American Go Association, does manage a webpage that does list headlines from major news. If you are an AGA member, you will get detailed news, even sent to your email box. And they usually do it. I think they do at least one publication a day during the U.S. Go Congress. If you aren't an AGA member, I don't think you can actually access that. I think you just get sort of like the headline stuff from this sort of page. But certainly, if you ever wonder what's going on at the U.S. Go Congress, you can go to this page and just sort of see the major headlines. Which is, useful. So that's usgo.org. Feel free to bookmark that at your convenience. I do want to talk a little bit about my Congress experience. We did have a lot of strong pros attending this year, and some of which I've never met before. One of the more prominent ones is Cho Hye-hyun, which she is, I think it says here, the fourth woman to actually reach the rank of 9Dan, professional 9Dan. And it was actually really cool to meet her because she, I actually kind of wanted to get her to autograph a book. She's published a pretty well-known life and death book, but apparently she sought me out because of this channel, and she actually had a lot of really nice things to say about it, and was really happy that so much English content is becoming available for Go. Not just me, of course, but also Andrew Jackson and Sean Ray and Stephen Hu and all the other streamers, Dwyron, of course. There's so much more great content now that she's really excited about it. And so she was super energetic and really wanted to meet me. And we hung out for a little while on the final night. And I just really, you have to appreciate really strong pros taking such a strong interest in the U.S. Go Congress. We have a very few number of players here compared to these East Asian countries, but they do see this as one of their goals is to really spreading Go around the world. So we appreciate them. I do have just a fun, a couple, just more fun touristy kind of photographs. This one was taken by my one of my actual opponents at the Congress, Audrey Wang. So this is me just playing in the open and having a time actually playing against another friend. We're all 4-dans, like all the 4-dans sort of know each other. Tony Cha. So early on in the game. Here's another shot. This is actually a pretty cool shot because it has Haley here with me, and I don't remember who took this photo. I guess I should know. For those of you over here who don't know, this is Myungwon Kim. This is one of the strongest players who I believe is still currently living in the United States, though he does go back to Korea somewhat frequently. 9Dan Pro, I believe he's won the U.S. Open 3 times in a row before sort of retiring or not entering it anymore. But Korean 9Dan Pro, very, very strong. And he's been a Go Congress regular, and certainly cares very much about spreading Go in the United States. Danny Ko over here, another really strong just amateur player, next to Mark Lee, who is actually one of the we'll say top favorites for winning the U.S. Open Masters tournament this year. He was actually the defending champion from last year. You can't really see his face, but really, really strong player. It turns out he didn't win this year, but he's the only person who did defeat the eventual winner. So this is a pretty, this just happens all the time at the Go Congress, where you're just sort of walking around, and then all these really strong players will just be hanging out and talking and having a good laugh or a good time. And it's just really kind of like special moments when that happens. And I was just fortunate enough to be part of a group like this. Here's just another shot. This is the same game. I think Audrey Wang took this photo as well. It's still early on, so nothing exciting going on in that game. Oh, here's an example of what we did a lot of times in the evening. After we were done playing Go, or going to workshops or lectures, or just playing games on the side, we'd often sit around tables and play other board games, other games, non-Go games specifically, I should say. Mostly just for fun. Here's a nice shot of Andrew Jackson, by the way. And here we are. We're setting up a game of One Night Ultimate Werewolf that my friend Andy Olson had brought, and we played a whole bunch of. With the games we played the most of this Congress, other than Go, were One Night Ultimate Werewolf and The Resistance. Those are really, really big hits this year, so we played a lot of them. And of course, there's a bunch of Go players that play poker, so there was always a poker table going every night. There was always, I think except one night, there was always like a League of Legends lounge, basically, or a bunch of the more young, usually younger, like teenage kind of kids would go bring their laptops and just play League all night. Get their Mountain Dew and play League of Legends at the Go Congress. But hey, this is what we do when we're done playing Go for the day. If you're doing Go 8 hours a day, it's really nice to have something else to do for socializing. This is the result of the 2015 U.S. Open Masters. As you can see, I've already mentioned Mark Lee, who officially placed third. Yulin Tong, 4P from China, took the victory. And I'm going to be hopefully reviewing some of his games actually on my channel over the next couple weeks, specifically from the US Go Congress, because I think he had a really, really impressive performance. He really impressed Cho Hye-yeon actually quite a bit, because she was commenting on one of his games and then issued him a personal challenge. Yulin Tong is Chinese, Cho Hye-yeon is Korean, so they don't speak each other's languages, but she was commenting on his game and said, "Wow, this player is really special." Young professional from China, and so they played an exhibition game that was very, very fun on Saturday. I think it's tough to say when I'm watching like really high level games, but I think it's fair to say that there was more of a fun game than a serious game. It was more of a just like, hey, let's do this thing, and I think it's somewhere on the channel. I believe on the U.S. Open channel. I didn't actually watch the stream. I did see the game review, and it's a pretty strange game. It's definitely two players who are, I think, again, just looking for fun. Not serious, or not as serious as these tournament games that are also really great to review. But anyway, congratulations to Tong Yulin. And the thing that when I look down this list, the thing that's so amazing to me, just in terms of Go strength, is how strong this Open Masters list is. We're looking at pretty strong professionals. Really, really, and some being placed in the middle of the pack here. They're people like Mingju Jiang, who's a famous teacher in the United States. Chao Yu-yin, who is one of the favorites to actually win this whole thing. Ended up with 3 and 4 losses each. And then players who I played against in years past who are some of the strongest players that I've ever played against, really. People like Aaron Yi, Jeremy Chu, they're finishing with essentially losing records, and it's scary. This is really, really impressive. Just the amount of Go skill that's here. If you've never been to US Go Congress, you don't follow US Go, I suspect most of these names you won't recognize. But certainly, if you do, these will start to become, more well-known names. And to see people like, Eric Lee, sort of at the bottom of the pack, who is a really strong player, and Danny Ko, who is in that other earlier photograph, again finished with losing records, is just amazing. So, congrats to Tong Yulin. It was a really great tournament, and again, like I said, I'll be reviewing some of these upcoming games. I did mention Andrew Jackson earlier. I want to thank him. I also want to give him just a shout out. If you are not subscribed to his channel, he's the guy who teaches the single-digit Q class at the Seattle Go Center. He uploads classes just like me, and he also does pretty regular streams where I'll head over usually like on a Monday night or our other friend Frank, and we'll play some games for fun and stream them live, and that's kind of a fun thing to do too. So definitely check out his channel. I don't actually remember his official channel name. I should remember. If you search for Andrew Jackson Go, it's pretty easy to find, though. Not Andrew Jackson, the president. All right, so next year, they did announce where the next US Go Congress would be held, or will be held, and that's at Boston University, just in Boston, Massachusetts. So it is returning to the East Coast again. And I've actually visited Boston University, and it's a pretty urban campus. Like it won't quite have the same feel as the New York Go Congress. But it certainly won't feel like, your average Go Congress, which tends to be at universities that are sort of more suburban, I guess, is probably the way to put it. So anyway, I'm really excited about this Congress just because I'm originally from the East Coast, so it'll give me a good opportunity to go back and visit some family and have some friends that live here. So I'm just personally excited for it. But it should be, I mean, Go Congresses are amazing, and for all those people who went to their first Go Congress this year, I really hope that you had a good time and you want to come back, again and again and again. It was really great to have so many of you come up to me after the Go or during the Go Congress and just introduce yourself, and I hope we got to hang out and do some. I know some of you guys came up and said, "Oh, I'm just the biggest fan," and I even got to play some of you in Go. I just I challenged you to a game right then and there. So anyway, I hope that you feel like you're all part of this community, and that this is a community that you want to belong to, and is a super cool community, and that we just keep growing and getting better and bigger. So anyway, look forward. Boston next year, 2016. Woo! A couple of just sort of bookkeeping things. The American Go Foundation really does do a lot of work in promoting Go in the United States. One of their major things they do is they get Go clubs into schools and help provide kids with sets and instruction. It's a really great organization. I'm urging them to do some sort of either Kickstarter or Patreon campaign sometime this year. So I do want to partner with them. They do have the opportunity to just go to their site and make a donation. But the AGF works very closely with the AGA, though they are sort of separate organizations. And it's really worth supporting if you want to help spread Go, especially among youth. Although they also sponsor Go clubs and do colleges and do all sorts of things. Do check out their website and read through it and see if you would consider making a donation, because the money does go very far there. And I did speak a little bit with some of the board members, and I think this year they're really looking to capitalize on moving Go into even bigger and more public realms, and they're looking for money and ideas for how to do that. So anyway, we'll be talking more about the AGF, I'm sure, in my other videos over the course of the year. But do just be aware that they exist and that they're doing some really, really great stuff. Two other people, I know Dwyron couldn't come to the Go Congress, another popular streamer, but I did want to just give him a shout out, and he's making great content. If you aren't subscribed to him, do that, please do. And then, of course, I'm very excited just for my own Patreon account here, because we're only 2 patrons away from 100 patrons, and that just really means a lot to me. This really does give me a lot of motivation to continue making content, and I really do hope to be doing this for a while. So anyway, in all, it was a great US Go Congress. I'm really sorry I sort of lost my last set of videos for my Go Congress diary. But hopefully you got enough of a feeling or a flavor from it to sort of know what it's all about. Hopefully you're all really excited about Boston next year, and you guys all want to come to that. And don't be a stranger. I mean, if I do see you somewhere or at the Go Congress, please feel free to introduce yourself. And I know my Go Congress was this was a very, very social Go Congress for me, where I really only played 7 rated games over the course of the Congress, and quite honestly, I didn't do that well. My final record was only 3-4. Which, I was a little disappointed by, but again, most nights I was staying up way past the hour which I should have gone to bed, and, probably doing a little bit too much partying and socializing, and, it was really fun for me to go to a Go Congress where, the vast majority of the people there know who I am and invite me to stuff. So, it did, I guess my current role in promoting Go is a little bit less focused on actual playing, but it was tons of fun regardless, and certainly look forward to doing it again. So I think that's all I have to say right now. Hopefully this video wasn't too boring, and you guys feel good about just where we're at in terms of moving Go forward, especially in the United States, because I know I am, and I'm just super, super excited for the coming year. So thank you all for your support and your viewership.